All right. Well, good evening, everyone. This is Taria Avant. Definitely want to welcome each and every one of you to the Visionary Book Club review call. Extremely excited to have you guys here. Just want to make sure I clear up some things on my phone with our conference line. All right, awesome. We are set up, and we are set up online. So you are now watching us live. We're streaming live all over the world. And so excited to have you a part of this Visionary Book Club review. My name is Taria Avant, and I am the creator of this book club. And we're doing things with a little bit of a twist. As you can see, we meet virtually each and every week on Wednesday at 9 p.m., and that is Eastern Standard Time. However, what's great about this is that we are actually recording this, and so you're able to listen to us on SoundCloud as well as on YouTube. And so if you're connected to me, you can be able to see all these past reviews that we've done thus far via video. And the reason why I decided to introduce this video format, guys, first, I want us to get, adjusted to technology. This format is real easy to use. You can download it on your phone. You can download Google Hangouts on your phone and be able to utilize the service and also be able to participate. But I also know that a lot of us, we actually learn visually. Some of us learn by hearing, some of us learn by seeing. And so I wanted to incorporate an opportunity so that you can actually view what it is that we're reviewing on PowerPoint. Now, unfortunately, tonight we don't have any of our viewers or any of our Visionary Book Club reviewers actually participating tonight, but I am prayerful that next week we'll have some people that are actually join us, so you can see them. And if you want to know how to do it, it's really simple. You just download the Google Hangout app, and you can download it onto your cellular phone. You can also look at it on your computer as well as your tablet, and it can bring up your face so that we can actually see you. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's review. We are actually reviewing the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And guys, we've been reviewing this now for a few weeks, and I tell you, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. This book, written by Dr. Stephen R. Covey, is definitely a #1 book that has been sold all over the world. As you can see, over 15 million copies of this sold, several languages it's been translated into. And so it's definitely a book, guys, that you want to familiarize yourself with if you haven't already. If this is your first time actually connecting with us on the book club call, you want to make sure that you get this book in your hands, and you definitely want to read it. Okay, and so today we're actually going through the last habit, which is habit number 7. I'm so excited about that because that means we're towards the end of the book, and it definitely has been an amazing review thus far, and we're definitely looking forward to all the comments. Even if you're not able to share on the call, you're welcome to go back to the book club, and I'll show you how to get to the groups and be able to move around in the groups and be able to leave your comments and things of that nature of what you would like to speak on in regards to this particular book. Okay, so anyways, back to what we were talking about. Habit number 7, sharpen the saw. Now, guys, we have gone through all of the habits throughout this entire review, starting with number 1, be proactive. Okay, then number 2 is begin with the end in mind. Number 3, put first things first. Now, these all are where they take you from the stage of becoming dependent to independent. Okay, in order to be successful, we've got to be able to take ourselves from a stage of depending on others, emotionally, physically, all those things, and turning into where we become independent. However, then we want to be able to take our independence and create that within others, basically. And so the number 4 is think win-win. Okay. Number 5 is being able to seek first to understand, then to be understood. And then number 6 is synergize. Now, another thing that Dr. Covey talks about in the book, we're going from independence to interdependence. And guys, we want to be at a level of being able to be interdependent. That means that we can create synergy, we can create excitement within other people, leveraging other people so that we can become successful, being able to work with others. And honestly, there's no true way to success without being able to work with others. I can tell you that, guys. In anything I've ever done, I've always had to be able to work with other people, and that's what you want to create, the right environment. But he also talks about here, if you notice, he talks about from private victory to public victory. And so these are 2 different types of ways of or I guess you could call it a celebratory, but being able to really recognize that you've been able to capitalize on all three in the private victory, right? The first three habits, then moving into the next three habits, which is public. This is dealing more with people, okay? When you're going from independence to interdependence, and you've got to be able to do that. Now, tonight we're actually discussing the seventh habit, which is sharpen the saw. And if you notice that in this diagram, it's a big circle over all of the 6 habits that we've already discussed. So basically, if you're not understanding yet what sharpen the saw is, it's really being able to strengthen upon what it is that we've already reviewed in all the 6 habits, okay? And so I'm going to go into the story where he has an example. Suppose you came upon a man in the woods feverishly sawing down a tree. You look exhausted, you exclaim, right? And then you say, how long have you been at it? And then he replies, only 5 hours and I am beat. This is hard. Well, maybe you could take a break for a few minutes and sharpen the saw. Then the work would go faster. And the man says, no time, I'm too busy sawing. Now, if we kind of characterize this or actually attach this to our real life situations. For example, I'm in a business where we are, well, it's a network marketing business. It's a home-based business, and we have an amazing product. I'm drinking it right now. And in the home-based business, I notice a lot of times where people are doing the activity. They're working. And one of the things that, you know, our executive vice president of sales always talks about, he says it's not in doing things that gets you to success, it's doing things a certain way. Well, a lot of people still don't understand, well, what do you mean? You know, what do you mean doing it a certain way? I'm talking to people. You know, I was just talking to a gentleman, one of my leaders in Nigeria today, and he says, man, I'm doing everything you've said that I need to do. I said, well, let me ask you a question. How much are you working on this, your mind? What are you doing to develop your skills with talking to people, with working with people, with leading people? Because you can be able to talk to 1 million people. People could love you. People could want to be, you know, around you. But then if you don't know how to lead them, then how can we take them to that next level? And so it's not just doing the work. And that's where, you know, we were talking about in regards to where he's saying, you know, hitting that tree, not getting any results. He's working hard, but imagine if he was to sit down, take a few minutes, regroup, and sharpen his saw. Now when he goes back to the tree, now when you go back to the activity, now when you go back to the work, whatever it is that you're doing, guess what? You're becoming more effective. And that's what we always have to do, guys. We can never get to a point where we believe that we've got all 6 habits down pat, right? We can't do that. Now, what all happens when you're sharpening the saw? What are the things that we're going to be paying attention, right? Okay? There's 4 different areas in our lives that we want to be focusing on sharpening the saw. The body, the brain, the soul, and the heart. Okay? Body, brain, soul, and the heart. Now, when we're talking about the body, we're talking about what are we doing physically, right? Physically within our bodies to sharpen the saw. Vitamins. The food that we eat, how much water are we drinking? You know, what are we consuming within our bodies to strengthen our bodies? What are we doing, right? And when you think about it, what are you doing right now to improve upon your body? Or maybe you don't eat the best, right? You know, I was talking to a friend today, and we were just talking about, you know, just personal consumption and how we understand that what it is that we've been eating also may be affecting us in our energy levels, affecting us in our mind. Okay, you know, some of the foods that you eat, they can affect you with how you feel, right? With your emotions. And so what are we doing within our body to help alkaline it, to get it on the right track, to equalize it? That's one of the things we've always got to stay focusing on when it comes to sharpening the saw. Okay, now you want to identify what can you do to improve upon that, all right? Now, the next is, what are we doing to strengthen our brain? Reading. That's what this book club is all about. That's why I created the book club. Created the book club, guys, because you know what? I know that more of us need to work on this than anything else, because when we work on this, then we're able to start doing some of the other things. You know, I like to tell stories a lot, but I was talking to a young lady who is going to be helping us out with our 90-day life change. Guys, I'm excited about that. 90-day life change in the mind, body, and soul, sharpening our saws. And one of the things we were discussing, she does a juicing class. She does a juicing class, and she was saying, you know, how with the juicing class, sometimes have challenges with people really wanting to jump on board because they don't feel like they can just juice for a certain number of days. And what we've realized, guys, is not that we can't juice for a certain number of days. I mean, think about it, guys. We've known stories of people living on water, right? But the thing is, it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's all in what we allow, what we perceive and receive, and put that out into the universe. So I can't just live off of, I say that myself, right? But it's a mindset, right? So what are we doing? What are we doing to strengthen the brain? What are we reading? What are we listening to? This is everything. What kind of music? Are you listening to music at all? And if you are, what do you listen to? Do you listen to positive stuff? Do you listen to other negative people? What are you listening to in regards to the radio? Are you turning on constant negative news, right? Are you turning on, anything that's talking about opposite of what you want? What are you watching? What kind of television shows? Are you watching, stuff that's going to lead you to another level of success, to another level of thinking? Who is your circle of influence? Who do you spend most of your time with? Right? And then writing, right? What are you writing? Are you journaling? Are you, capturing those emotions that you're going through? Are you capturing those things that you're dealing with? Today we had what we call a coffee and jazz mixer in my home here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I tell you, what we do is we have a successful event, and even when we don't have a successful event, we like to journal down some of the things that happened. When did we invite the people out? What was said? What did the people say in regards to the ones that canceled, the people that got started? How were what were their lifestyles? What am I doing to strengthen my soul so that I can keep track of the people that are getting started versus the people who don't, and be able to identify those key characteristics so that those are the type of people that I'm attracting into my life. What are you doing to strengthen the soul, right? So what else could you do to improve upon it? Are you journaling, right? Are you listening to positive reinforcement? Are you reading these books? Or are you just getting on, right? And so we want to make sure that we're focusing on that. The next is, guys, our soul. What are you doing to strengthen your soul? From spiritual strengthening. Some of us go to church. Some of us might go to, some kind of gathering of individuals where we're working on our spiritual side. Again, journaling. Journaling is so important with your soul as well. We might think it just has to do with just our mind, but no, it has a lot to do with releasing certain situations, challenges that you're dealing with. Meditation. Meditation, it's another thing we're going to be doing. I'm excited about that too. I'm just so excited about this 90-day life change in the mind, body, and soul. But meditating, are you meditating on the things that you want? Are you meditating where you're going? Are you visualizing your future? Are you visualizing where you'll be? And so it is so important, guys. This is big. It is so important. Some of us, we work on our activity. We read all the books, but our soul is not right. We're not connected with the right people. We're not happy. We're not doing those things that we know that we need to do. Affirmations. What are you saying? If you ever come into my house, what I love so much, and I pride myself on, guys, is my affirmations. I have them everywhere. I even went and got a chalkboard. I went and got a chalkboard out of Barnes & Noble's, this chalkboard where I can write affirmations on. And then I have a big whiteboard where I can, every day, I write, today is my day. Thank you, God. I'm writing those affirmations. I'm speaking great things into my life. What are you speaking to strengthen your soul? Because if you're not saying any affirmations, your soul is weakening, right? And then, of course, the fourth one that we were talking about is, what are you doing to strengthen your heart? Your heart, what pushes you and drives you to do what you do? Are you serving within the community? Are you spending time with your friends? When Dr. Covey talks about us being in different areas within our lives, are we spending more time in the quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, or quadrant 4, right? And we know that 2 was where it's not as urgent, but it's important. Right? It's not as urgent, but it's important. And those are the things when we're working on our heart, when we're working on our body, when we're working on our mind, these are all things that are within that area where they're not as urgent, but they're the most important. When you think about it, if we don't work on ourselves in regards to what we eat, it can turn into a situation where now it becomes urgent and important. Building those relationships with friends, building those relationships with other people. Are you surrounding yourself with people who are doing more than you? You know, and what else are you doing? Are you laughing? Are you finding ways to make yourself laugh? Laughter is just, I mean, it's an amazing drug. I like to say that. I love laughing. Laughing just does something to your energy. You know, are you working on relationship building? Okay, and so these are the four areas, right? The four areas. Again, let's go back to it. In your body, your brain, your soul, and your heart. What are you working on in those areas, those four areas, to strengthen those areas and sharpen your saw? Now, you know, I wanted to say something too. You know, your saw is your life, right? And I want to know the difference between what makes your sharp. Excuse me. What makes your saw sharp and what makes your saw dull? And so I just came up with a couple of ideas, and you might have some additional that you would like to add as well. One, you know, in regards to what makes your saw sharp, you know, the Visionary Book Club. Being a part of this book club, I believe definitely it is a way to strengthen your strengthen your saw, right? I believe, you know, being a part of this, I believe the 90-day life change that we're going to do, or if you're going to do a 90-day change or any kind of, you know, setting a pace of changing within your mind, body, and soul, I believe that it's definitely powerful for you to do. I believe empowerment events. If you're going to events to see speakers that can lift your spirit and get you to another level, I believe everybody, you know, I have invested several thousands of dollars to see some of the best, and I will continue to do that because it's something that I need to strengthen my soul. Outgoing with friends, you know, are you spending time with your friends? One of the things I had to do, and I remember sitting down with my mentor and I was showing him my calendar of what I planned on doing for the month towards my business, and one of the things he told me, he said, Saria, you gotta put some time in with your friends and your family. You've got to be able to have that time to release. You got to be able to have that area where you can release, or you can leave the business and still live your life. Because if you're not living your life, you get worn out, you get tired. And so that all has to do with strengthening your soul, right? You know, being in those right environments. You know, motivational movies. I love watching a motivation. I don't know about you guys, but there's some movies out that are out, and I love them. You know, Peaceful Warrior. Oh, if you've never seen Peaceful Warrior, it's one of my favorite motivational movies. Watch it over and over again. In fact, I was going to watch it the other night, and I realized that my dog had chewed up the DVD. So I have to get another one. You can get Peaceful Warrior. I've been able to find them in a lot of different places, like herbal shops, you know, like, you know, where they're all about health and wellness. I found Peaceful Warrior there, but you can go on Amazon as well. Another movie that I love to watch is The Secret, okay? And so you can plug yourself into The Secret and be able to watch that. But guys, there's different movies that you can watch versus watching negative television that can motivate you and inspire you to strengthen your soul. You know, other things, healthy eating. What are you eating? Guys, your eating affects your feelings. Your eating affects your activity. Your eating affects everything that we don't even realize. Sometimes we just think, I'm just eating to be fed, but no, it feeds everything in your body. Working out 30 minutes a day, you know, and he talks about that. You know, it's not that you got to go and, you know, do, you know, kickboxing, or you got to go take a tennis course or anything like that, but doing something that'll increase your heart rate. You know, something that he was talking about in the book that really struck out to me was when he was spotting his friend that was you know, working out. His friend was working out, so he was spotting his friend, and he said, "Don't touch the bar until I tell you." And so he's pushing the bar, and he's pushing the bar, and he's noticing he's getting tired and tired, and he's like, okay, I know he's going to want me to grab the bar. And he says, no, he just kept on pushing, and he would slow down, but eventually he would push it back all the way up and bring it back down, and kept on doing it. And then finally, when it just looked like he didn't know if he was going to make it, he told him, okay, grab the bar. And so when the guy got up, he said, why did you wait so very long? And he said, well, what most people don't understand is that your muscle doesn't build when you get tired. Your muscle builds when it's to the point where it's completely broken down, and then it has to create these enzymes and stuff, I don't know all the terminology, to strengthen back up. And so when I think about our lives, when I think about who we are and what we go through in life, think about it, y'all. We don't get stronger until we've gone through the challenge, right? And the only thing that allows us to keep pushing forward through those challenges is making sure that we're doing the right things with our bodies, with our mind, with our soul, right? And so that's why it's so important to strengthen your soul. I can tell you this, if it were not for the personal development, with me continuing to strengthen my soul, which is something that never ever stops, I would have quit a long time ago. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people on this call or watching the video, you can attest to that as well. You probably would have quit a long time ago. But then think about this. Wherever you are in life, whatever kind of success you've had, and I believe if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you've had success, period, because you're here. There's some people who can't even review this. There's people who they wish they could be on a training or a call just like this, you know, a book club call, but they can't, because the certain situations within their lives doesn't even allow them to have this capability. So I believe that everything that we do in life, to me, is something worth acknowledging. And so if you've made it through this, imagine if you had not gone through what you've gone through in life, do you believe that you'll be here today? I can tell you this, guys, and this is, you know, one of the most, I think the toughest challenge that I've had to really, really, you know, accept is the fact that with my father passing, when I was 25, when my father passed, if he had never passed away, I would not be doing what I am doing today. You probably wouldn't even know my name. You wouldn't know anything about the Visionary Book Club. You wouldn't know anything about my websites or all the other things that we're doing. And even though, guys, to this day, I wish I could trade that for my dad back, because I want him back. I love my dad. It has made me who I am today. But I can guarantee you, if I did not continue to work on strengthening my soul, working on, you know, understanding all the situations, you know, from the dependence to becoming independent, right? Because I had to become independent quickly and then take that independence to interdependence so that we can have the success that we're having today. Or I could have stayed in a vow of independence and made it all about me, right? I want everybody to understand me first. I don't want to understand y'all. You know, win-win, I don't really understand what win-win is. Why? Because every time I turn around, I'm losing. I could use that as an excuse. And hopefully, guys, you go back to the past reviews, because we don't have time necessarily to go all the way back to all those different things. But guys, when you think about it, when we persevere through all of those things and we continue to keep working on ourselves, we've been practicing these, whether it's on a big scale or a small scale, but we've been practicing these, okay? So anyways, back to where we were talking about, so working out. Now, what makes your soul dull? And I only came up with a few, but guys, there's so many things that we could come up with here. And, you know, I would love to know what you guys think. I would definitely love to know what you guys think. But what makes your soul dull? Wrong associations. That means hanging around the wrong people. I was talking about that the other day. You know, your circle is everything, and I talk about this a lot. I do talk about your circle being everything, and not in a matter of it's that your circle doesn't love you. And so let me clarify some stuff too, because I want you to understand that the people that you hang with, that sometimes you might have to go through a season of separation. It's not because they don't care about you. It's just you have a different vision. And sometimes if you're with people that don't have the same vision as you, they don't understand some of the decisions that you make towards bettering your life. You know, let's say you make a decision, I'm not going to go out and eat I'm not going to go out and eat at restaurants anymore, right? Because I want to be able to prepare my meals at home so I can be healthier. Well, if you have a lot of friends that you guys, that's all you ever do, you always go out to eat. Well, when you make that decision, they may not understand it and they may not support it. It doesn't mean they don't care. It's that they don't want to go down that journey. That's not the journey that they're looking to do. And so it doesn't make them any better or, you know, or any worse. It just means that there may be a season of separation so that you can stay upon what it is that you're looking to do, because it's important to you. So I had to put that out there. So anyways, back to what we were talking about. Negative new. Oh, that's supposed to be negative news and negative TV, right? Negative music. There's some music, ooh, it's just so sad and depressing. You guys know what I'm talking about. You listen to that music, you just feel like crying, right? Negative thinking. Your own negative thinking, that dulls your soul. And so what do you have to do to strengthen it? You got to get around the right people. You got to read the right things. You got to listen to the right things, right? Bad foods. You know, fried, this is just examples, but, you know, fried food, salty food with high sugars, but different foods can dull your soul. Social media, oh, that's big. Social media is big, guys. A lot of people allow social media to control their feelings and their actions. I know it personally. I know a lot of people who will let social media dictate everything that takes place in their life, and, you know, even to the point where, you know, having a certain number of people that follow them, or, you know, people that message them, and guys, that, you know, that can dull your soul. So you want to keep that in mind, all right? Dull your soul. So What are the steps that you can do to start working towards sharpening your saw? Now, we already we already talked about right here, what makes your saw sharp. So there's different steps that you can take personally, and that's what I want everybody to identify. I want you to identify what are those things that I should be doing to actually sharpening my saw. Whether you write that in your journal tonight, it's stuff you want to identify. And we've all gone through all the 6 habits. So we know where it is that we might be, what habit we might fall off on, where we might need to strengthen, okay? Where it is that we can be better at, right? Think win-win, seek to understand before being understood, synergize. That might be, you might be in the public, or you might not even be at that point yet, right? You might be at the point where I just got to learn to be proactive. I got to start reacting to everything, right? Remember we talked about that, being proactive versus reactive? We've got to take initiative to not be the victim in every situation, right? And so we've got to be able to think it out, right, before we make any harsh decisions, beginning with the end in mind. Maybe we have challenges with that, right? And let me tell you how people have challenges with beginning with the end in mind. If you allow what it looks like today, okay, if you allow what it looks like today to affect your activity, because it doesn't look like it's going to happen today, I'm just going to give up, right? I'm just going to give up. And so what that says is that we're not focusing on the end in mind. I'm so grateful for my family and my home-based business, my network marketing company. One of the young ladies actually messaged me yesterday, and she said, at the meeting, you were just at a state of peace. I could feel it, and even my guests mentioned it. Now, I don't brag. I'm not one to brag, but I wanted to use this as an example. And the reason why we're at a state of peace, right, is because we understand where we're going in the business. We understand what's going to happen for the business, and I don't allow what's not happening or what's happening to affect, me being at a state of peace. Now, has it always been that way? No. Does it always stay that way? No. That's why I have to continue to strengthen my saw, sharpen my saw, shall we say, right? I have to continue to do that. I've got to continue to speak the affirmations. It doesn't just happen one day. I got to continue to eat the right things. Oh my goodness, I've been working on eating the right things. That's why we're going to have the juicing class, right? I've got to continue to make sure I'm in the right circle of associations. I got to continue to make sure that I'm being careful with how much I'm listening to. And if I'm listening to anything at all, it should be probably personal development. I got to be careful what I turn on the television, because that affects sometimes how we feel, even though we don't think it, but it hits our subconscious mind. So I've got to be able to focus on those great things that are happening. And with that said, if I'm focusing on the end in mind and continuing to sharpen my saw, even though what it looks like today doesn't look like it's going to happen, it doesn't affect me, okay? So that's where we're going back to the end in mind. And then, of course, being able to put first things first, what's important, being able to identify, what are you doing that's important. One of the things I've been putting a major focus on in regards to just sharpening my saw is building relationships. Been going to networking events, and I'm not going to networking events to try to promote my business or sell my product or anything like that. My goal is to set up a one-on-one meeting with somebody that I feel could bring a major, could be a major asset in my life, whether it be friends or even associates, and I sit down with them. And so I've been doing that. Went to a networking event yesterday. I've got an appointment. Well, sit down with somebody at a coffee shop, right? Wink, wink. At a coffee shop on Friday morning, right? Got another young lady I met on a plane, right? She's a massage therapist. She's got extremely huge clientele, and you know what? She loves to eat out. I love to eat out, so I said, hey, let's link up. And one thing we have in common, we also have our dogs, and so we're going to take our dogs to the park. And so I'm excited about building relationships. That's something that we all have to do, and it never should stop. Never stop. Wanting to build stronger relationships, and it doesn't mean going out and spending hours with one person, and this person now has to become your BFF. But that's one of the things that I'm doing to strengthen my saw. I keep saying strengthen, but to sharpen my saw, right? Another thing that I'm doing to sharpen my saw, like I told you, I'm going to go into this juicing program to sharpen my saw, right? Another thing I'm doing is my 90-day life change, mind, body, and soul challenge, right? And I'm really doing this for myself, but because I know a lot of people are at a stage right now where we need it, I said, what a better way to hold myself accountable than to have 100 other people to hold me accountable by us all participating together. And so, there's just different things that you can do to sharpen your saw. And so you want to figure out what those things are for you, okay? All right, so let's go ahead. Now, guys, I want you to remember every week when we do our calls, okay, every week when we do our reviews, you can enter to win a gift. I definitely want to congratulate. Last week we had Susan Stanley, who actually won a gift from me. And she's going to get something special in the mail. I was waiting for it to come. She's going to get something special for me in the mail, but also she's going to get a copy of my ebook, A Vision to Freedom. And so you'll be getting that email very soon, Susan. I know that you are on now, so congratulations. And so if you want to be able to be a part of this drawing, then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you submit your answers and stuff like that to our questions. And so let me show you how that works. I'm going to bring up a screenshot. 1 second. Okay. All right. All right. So anyway, so I'm going to go to visionarybookclub.com, and I'm just going to go to this link because what it does is, if you haven't noticed, if you go down to the bottom, okay, if you go down to the bottom right here, it has both of the groups. So it's got the Facebook group and it also has the Google group. So if you click on the links, it'll open up. So on the Facebook group, as you can see, you can join it. We've got a lot of people who have joined us so far, and if you want to comment, you can comment right here. And so I'm always going on here just to see who makes a comment. And so when you make the comment, it'll let me know that you made a comment. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Right? It'll let me know that you made a comment, and then I'll be able to see. So I can actually see who's made a comment on here, okay? Or you can go to the Google group, and you'll see where right here we'll have the upcoming event. You can click there, and it'll open up another page. And so on here, you can actually go and leave a comment here. Right? Or you can go back and you can leave a comment here. This is on the main page. Okay? So either way, I'm always looking to see. Here you go. This is on the main page. I'm always looking to see when people post comments. You can put in discussion. And I might even make another category that says like review or something like that, so it'll pop up into there, because everything that's posted in discussion, if you click over here on the left, it'll show all the stuff in discussion. So you see, for example, I see that Sam Carter made a post about It's Monday, and so you can see this is one of our past reviews. This is Habit 6, right? Reggie Haskins replied back in September 1st. That was for the last one. And of course, this is where Susan Stanley won. And so you can go in here, guys, and be able to leave your comments for the book club, okay? And so make sure we do that. Let's definitely be a part of it, okay? And so I think we're back live. Okay, so yeah, we're back live because we definitely want you to be a part of it. Also, if you haven't joined the Visionary Circle, my visionary circle, you can go to TariaAvant.com. TariaAvant.com is where you can join my personal visionary circle, and you can be able to be updated on all the great things that we're doing, you know, for ourselves in regards to helping to grow our businesses, helping to grow within our mind, body, and soul. Also, just so you guys know, with most of these things, I'll never have a fee, because what I do understand is that I am at a certain level of leadership. However, what I will say, and I've got to start putting these disclaimers out there, if you are a part of my personal business, my home-based business, and you know what it is, if you are a part of it and you're not in my organization, I would first please ask that you seek counsel with your upline leadership. And the reason why, guys, is because in our industry, we definitely have to be very careful who we follow, and also just being very careful who we open our networks to. And I'm not saying that, you know, I would do anything like that, because I'm totally loyal to my company. However, out of respect for the other leaders, I don't want to cross any lines or any barriers. So you definitely want to make sure that it is okay with your upline leadership, so that we can continue to keep having these calls and these reviews. Okay? So thank you very much. Also, drum roll. Our next book that we are reviewing is What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. And Shad Helmstetter. Okay, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. This is definitely a book that has been recommended to us by our leadership, by our you know, one of the #1 income earners in the world of the industry that I'm in. He's actually recommended this book, and so I'm excited to review this book. So you want to go ahead, guys, and start getting ready for next Wednesday. Also, still looking for volunteers that would like to participate in this review, and it's so simple to do, guys. Again, it is very simple to do. You just need to download the app onto your phone or to your computer. And so if you do that now, if you just go to your app store, you download Google Hangouts. It's just extremely simple to do. Once you download it from the App Store on your iPhone, your tablet, your Android, then you're able to now, when you want to be a part of it, you got to make sure you connect it to your Gmail email, and so you can get a Gmail email for free. And then if you want to be a part of it, you just let me know by emailing me at TariaVisionAvant@gmail. TariaVisionAvant@gmail. You send me an email. I'll get that you want to be a part of it, okay? And then I will send you the request via the Hangout to join us. So then you'll go to your email, okay, at the time that we request. So we say 20 minutes before, you'll go to your personal email that I sent it to. You'll look for that particular email inviting you to the Hangout, and when you click on the link, it'll open up. It should automatically open up in the Google Hangouts. Okay, so if you've downloaded the app, it'll open up in the Google Hangouts, and then there will be, depending upon what kind of phone you have, you'll see an icon at the top that has like a video camera, or you might have to click in the chat area for it to pop up the video camera, and you can pull up your video camera. You can even just pull up the audio. Okay, so if you pull up just the audio, we can still hear you, just like we do on the calls, right? However, the only thing that you'll want to make sure is that you also put like a picture. Okay, you want to put a picture of your profile, so to kind of give you guys an idea, so you can see what my profile looks like. One second. I'm going to share. Hopefully it doesn't cut up again. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go to my profiles. So this is the picture right here that would show up on my profile, and I just added it to my Google profile. So you can set up a profile right here, and you can add your picture so that when we're listening to you, we can at least see a picture of you, a beautiful picture of you, you know, so that, you know, we can see something. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're doing that, guys. We definitely want to have more people participating to make it more interactive, and we've had a lot of compliments to this particular way that we're doing it. We're going to continue to do it this way. Guys, it's just a matter of what makes you uncomfortable. You got to move forward and do what you can so that you can do what makes you uncomfortable. That's how you grow. That's how you go to the next level. You know, don't just settle for something that's easy to do. Do something that'll challenge you. And so, guys, I want to challenge you to definitely participate. Okay, definitely want to participate. So go ahead, make sure, guys, if you haven't already joined the email blast, you want to join the email blast on visionarybookclub.com, so that and then you can go ahead and get your book now. You can get it on ebook. You can get the book, the physical book. You know, I love to get the physical book so I can highlight, take notes like that. And then within a day or two, I'll let you know what chapters, but just start reading at least, you know, the first chapter. But we'll let you know what chapters, and I will make sure as well by Sunday or Monday morning, okay, Sunday or Monday morning, you will get the email, well, you'll get the list of the questions, okay? So you'll get the questions, and then you can, if you know you're not going to be able to participate, or even if you are going to participate, you can start replying and with a comment to those particular questions, so that you can be entered in for the drawing, okay? So you can be entered in for the drawing. So that's that, guys. That is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Amazing review. I am so empowered. I feel so empowered. I'm so excited. This book has been incredible. I recommend that it is something that we definitely need to go back and re-review. You know, maybe not necessarily part of the, you know, with the book club, but personally, you want to go back and re-review that book. It is amazing. It has definitely opened up my eyes to so much, and I read it before 3 years ago. Totally different today. Totally different, because we're at a different level of development, a different level of, I guess you could say, a different type of Saul, right? We have a different type of Saul. And so, of course, everything was definitely much different in this review. But, guys, again, I look forward to seeing you all next week. If you know that you want a review for next week, you can go ahead and shoot me an email as well. My email address is very simple. As a matter of fact, I'll put it on the screen so you guys can see it. Let me type it in real quick. But my email is very simple. It is Taria Vision Avant, Taria Vision Avant, okay? Again, Taria Vision Avant at gmail.com. So let me see here. Oh, hold on. So Taria Vision Avant, all right, at gmail.com. You can send that email now if you want a review for next week. I would hope that you would, okay? So it's real simple, TariaVisionAvant at gmail.com. I'm just trying to type it so you guys can see it if you need to see it, okay? And you can actually be a part of what we do next week. So TariaVisionAvant at gmail.com. My name is Taria Vision Avant. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to present to you guys the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen R. Covey. I'll see you guys next week. Good night, and God bless. Bye-bye.